the KMNN studios, this is the Kids Morning News Network.
Good morning. It's July 31st, 2024, the last day of July. You guys ready to go back to school yet? I'm Alex in the KMNN studio in New York. Today is National Mutt Day. Forget about those fancy purebred dogs. A mutt isn't a particular kind of dog. It's a dog with different breeds all mixed together. Like, imagine your favorite video game characters all mashed up. That's kind of what a mutt is, but in dog form. They come in every shape, size, and color you can think of. Some mutts look like you can easily guess what kind of dogs their parents were, but others are like, surprise, total mystery. So how do you celebrate National Mutt Day? If you've got a mutt, shower them with treats, belly rubs, and maybe even a doggy ice cream. If you don't have a furry friend, check out your local animal shelter. Even if you're not going to take a dog home, shelters can often use help with just taking pups out for a walk. Check out the website nationalmuttday.com for more ideas. And keep your eyes peeled for all the amazing mutts out there. They're one of a kind, just like you. Time for the Team USA Olympics update. Team USA has 4 golds now, 11 silver medals, and 11 bronzes. The U.S. women's rugby team scored its first medal ever, winning a bronze in a match against Australia, which was the favorite. They're serious about their rugby in Australia. The big story for Team USA is, of course, the women's gymnastics team taking the gold medal, with Simone Biles leading the way. At the Olympics 4 years ago, she walked away from the competition to take care of her mental health, and Team USA had to settle for a silver. Well, good for her for looking after herself, and as she is showing this year, she didn't miss a step. Another Team USA gymnast is also making headlines. The men's team won its first medal since 2008. The entire team was incredible, but the gymnast who may have clinched it for Team USA was Steven Nedorosik. It was his job to tackle the last event of the competition, the pommel horse. That's like a really high bench with 2 handles that gymnasts twirl and spin on. U.S. men's Olympic gymnastics teams almost always have trouble on it, but Steven hasn't trained on any other piece of equipment for a whole year. His persistence paid off, and he helped Team USA break its not-winning streak. Jagger Eaton and Nyjah Houston picked up medals in skateboarding. Congratulations to Team USA and all the Olympic athletes. The men's triathlon was supposed to take place with the swimming section in the Seine River in Paris. Unfortunately, it had to be delayed because pollution in the river is at unhealthy levels after last weekend's rain. To learn more about why that happens in the Seine and other places, listen to Monday's show where I talk about it. Surfing was also postponed, but that has nothing to do with the Seine because surfing is being held halfway around the world in Tahiti. Just the weather there was no good. I'll have another update on Friday. Well, Team USA and all the Olympic athletes are inspiring as always. You know who else is inspiring? Special Correspondent Finn. This morning, he's got an inspiring message for you that he wants to share.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about that you should never give up, even if this thing is so hard you feel like you can't do it. Because that's happened to me before. Like when I was in soccer, I was so hot, but I didn't give up. You should never, ever, ever give up. Even if you think I'll never be able to do this in years and years and years, you shouldn't give up. Yeah, because I did a swimming test one time, and I failed, and I didn't give up. I wanted to do it again until I got that swimming test. And since I didn't give up in soccer, my team mostly won. They didn't give up in soccer. And I bet I will do that swimming test the next time. And that's the end.
Thank you for joining us, Special Correspondent Finn. All right, it's time for the riddle. Monday's riddle, I got the clue wrong, according to Special Correspondent Liam. It should have been what begins with an E and ends with an E, but only contains one letter, an envelope. Today's riddle is, what did the triangle say to the circle? What did the triangle say to the circle? I will give you the answer on Friday, so make sure you follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast app so you don't miss it. There's a lot of cool stuff happening with space exploration these days. I think I have a story about space at least every week. But it can be easy to forget that there's a whole world down there in the ocean that us air breathers hardly ever get to see. Now, last week I told you about dark oxygen way down there in the deep. Today, a new discovery. Actually, not a new discovery. The discovery is actually 15 years old. But scientists have just figured out what it is. A whole new species of fish. 15 years ago, researchers found a mysterious fish in an area off the Canadian coast called the Gully. The Gully is basically a deep canyon underwater. It's 40 miles long and 9 miles wide, and it's filled with all kinds of these remarkable creatures that we rarely get to see. This fish that they brought up was very, very dark. It was almost black, with a big head, a wide mouth, and little tiny eyes. Now that makes sense because there's no light in the deep ocean, so creatures there usually sense things more than see them. Scientists checked out its DNA, but they couldn't find a match. And they also couldn't find another one of these fish until more than 10 years later. Another different team of researchers brought up another fish. And after a lot of examination and analysis, they figured out it was another one of this new species. Well, as it turns out, they are both a type of whale fish, which are not the size of whales. They're usually about 8 inches long, but their big mouths make them look kind of like little miniature whales. So, there's your reminder. There's still a lot to discover right here on Earth, especially down in the deep ocean. Just ask the whalefish. It took 15 years to figure out what to call them. Actually, I think they probably named themselves, like, look at me, I'm a whale fish. All right, today it'll be hot in the southern Great Plains and around the Gulf Coast. Drink lots of water down there. Rain up in the northeast. Other than that, most of you here in the U.S. should see clear and calm weather. Well, that's the show. Thank you very much for listening. I'll be back on Friday, and I hope you are too. Make sure you follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast player so you don't miss the episode. From the KMNN Newsroom, this is Alex, signing off.